Chapter 14. Wintry Journey. To be truthful, I feel quite lost in Lisbon, most of my time being spent alone, and when I am with Selina, never feeling she's altogether pleased that I'm here. I'm trespassing in a world which she prefers to keep private. She's aware of how I feel, and so she's not altogether surprised when I announced to her, not a week since my arrival, my intention to depart in the morning. "How will you go?" she asks. "Surely not the way you came." "I'll hitchhike." There's not the same incentive to risk stowing away again. I feel more like just walking out into the snows of the Spanish Sierras and dying, quietly, bloodlessly. She's given me some money to travel with, but in my pride, I've slipped it into an envelope with a note I've left her. "I love you," etc. And I'm leaving Lisbon as penniless as I arrived. I'll survive. Nothing really matters anyway. It's my heart which needs attention. My belly will look after itself. I'm on the road which leads towards Coimbra in the north. I pick up a series of short lefts and finally a lorry stops, which is going right into Spain. The driver's small and dark, with one of those faces one comes upon frequently in Portugal, thin and worn with hard work. Between us we manage to communicate with Portuguese, with Spanish, with our hands, and sometimes with just a look or a smile. He shares his food with me and plies me with cigarettes. How thankful I am. We wind along mountain roads lined by fir trees heavy with snow. It's getting colder and colder. Mist is on our breath, and I shiver inside my greatcoat. As night comes down, the sky is brilliant with stars, clear and cold as crystals. The lorry is straining its engine as we crawl up the steep gradients, a full cargo of timbers being hauled along behind us. It must be 2 a.m. when we cross the border, and are waved through without ado by the guards, too busy playing cards to bother about the old timber truck like ours, lumbering along at this hour. "España," says my companion. "España," I echo him. We smile in the darkness, and the glow of our cigarettes lights up our faces as we pull on them. A strange closeness has grown between us, as though the road we've travelled together has knit our souls for a flash of eternity. He explains that we'll be continuing for about 50 kilometres more along the road I need, before turning off to some remote corner of Galicia. I thank him from the bottom of my heart as I clamber down from the cab. It's 3 a.m. I watch the rare lights of the trailer disappear into the night, and then lie down, just where I am, at the side of the road, to snatch a little sleep. The morning finds me curled up in a ball, frozen stiff. My head's inside my sleeping bag, and when I peek out, is to see that I'm on a plateau, rugged and vast, stretching as far as the eye can see, like a patchwork of light and shadow thrown by the rising sun. It's brilliant with the metallic sheen of an El Greco painting. Spread before my eyes, it uplifts me and makes me feel marvellous. All my troubles melt away in the face of it. I wish I was a painter like my brother. I'd seize brush and canvas and paint it all. I'd immerse myself in the landscape so deeply that I'd cease to exist. I'd become this earth, this rock, bombarded by the sun, the moon, and the stars, and ravaged by the wind, for as long as the earth remained. and I need for nothing more than just to be. And my face turned eternally towards the stars would wear that serenity which I, in my impassioned plight, am so far from. A line of poetry shivers through me. My flesh is the earth and my bones the rock. I've merged in my blood with the sea and the sky. And this lifts me for a few moments to a place where I am floating, electrified. I spring shivering from my sleeping bag, dress, pack my things, sling them over my shoulder and set off with swift gait towards the climbing sun. I happen upon a discarded hunk of bread by the side of the road, as hard as rock, and being worked upon by a team of ants, which I blow off, every man jack of them, and as I suck it, it becomes as soft as wool in my mouth. Breakfast. I stick my thumb out when a vehicle approaches, and stick my tongue out when it passes. It doesn't matter that they don't stop. I'm having the time of my life strolling along this road. All my troubles seem so far away. Oh yes, I laugh for the first time for a long time. I rarely laugh. I roar with the sheer exuberance of being and skip along lightly, singing that Beatles song, "Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away," and I changed it to, "Now today, my one big trouble's miles away." A lot of tune there. And with every step I take, she gets further and further away. How good it is to be alive anyway, and sound in every limb. I should be damn grateful for it. And this morning I am grateful. Grateful for every flower, for every blade of grass. Grateful for the sky and the air and the sunlight on my face. Just grateful to be alive. Why do I always have to cloud everything with my taciturn thoughts and storms of the heart? Being on the road makes me so simple. I'm alive, and that's the main thing. Hello, sheep. Hello, goats. Hello, flowers, sky, rivers, fields, clouds, suns, stones. Hello, everything in creation. And the words of Blaise Cendrars clang like bells through my mind. All life is only a poem, a movement. I am only a word, a logos, a depth, in the wildest, most mystical, most living sense. Night's fallen. I've reached Valladolid. Hitching's proving very difficult, and so I'm going to seek out the railway station and jump on a train. Oh, that I could get to Rubazoo in time for the New Year's party. Here's the station. Now, let's see. A train will be coming through in about 75 minutes, bound for San Sebastian. That's the one I want. Mercury, guide, god of travellers, thieves. I begin an incantation to the gods beneath my breath. I'm hungry, mortally hungry. I'm going to have to beg or steal. Here's a canteen. I'm sizing up the possibilities of stealing something from the counter, but all the goods are behind glass, and a vigilant-looking woman at the tills eyeing me suspiciously, and I'm retreating onto the platform. So I'll make for the streets. Drawing a deep breath, I approach a neatly dressed fellow with spectacles, who I think looks benevolent, but when I request of him a few pesetas for something to eat, he barks at me. "You're hungry? Go and work." I shy away from him like a whipped dog. "Go and work," he says. "Work. Work and be as smug and as heartless as him." I should have knocked him down and robbed him, as Lamb would have done. Good old Lamb. He'd help me out right now. Hunger and this humiliating rebuke have whipped me up into an animal ferocity. My nerves are tingling, on edge. It's going to be a lean, cold night if I don't act. Why is everyone staring at me now? Staring at me with suspicion, accusation. What have I done? It's what I'm about to do. That's what they're watching for. I take a deep breath, plunge through the doors of a restaurant, sit down at a table. I order soup and bread and wine. I eat like a wolf, drink, order more, eat, drink. And now, run into the street, down an alley, run, keep running, don't stop, as far as you can, as far as the grim neon-lit suburbs. You're safe now, safe from the city from which your fear hears only the sirens of police cars, howling like jackals. A biting wind's got up from the north, bringing with it an icy rain. I'm heading straight into it, and though my thick coat and boots are warm, they're not waterproof. My gloveless hands, as they grip the straps of my rucksack, are numb with cold. Thank God I got that meal inside me last night. At least my blood's running warm. Drenched, I arrive in a small town through which a railway runs. There's a station here. I can dry off a bit and carry out yesterday's train hopping plan. All I want is to get to Paris as fast as I can. What a cosy little waiting room. The timetable tells me I have a wait of 4 hours for the next train bound for San Sebastian. Oh well, I'll be out of the cold. I can dry out and thaw out over the little radiator. There's no one else in the waiting room or anywhere in the station. It's quite desolate. The wind whistles through the cracks in the door and the window shaking and rattling. I look out over the grey landscape. Darkness is falling. Propped up over the radiator, letting the warmth soak deliciously into me, I pull a book from my pocket and begin to read. A Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich by Solzhenitsyn. Now here's been described real misery and despair. Mine's not even worth mentioning in comparison to theirs. Nevertheless, I envy those hapless chaps the meagre ration of porridge they're doled out daily. Porridge. Oh, what would I do for a bowl of porridge? I need to take a leak and venture out onto the platform in search of a pissoir. A sign swinging in the wind. Caballeros. In the dimly lit interior, as I stand at the trough pissing, what do I espy? Why, money. Someone's thrown some coins into the urinal. I fish them out. They're slimy and smelly, needless to say. Certainly not hot off Vulcan's forge. But they're money, and not to be sniffed at. Anyway, money always stinks. I have 30-odd pesetas in my hand. No mean sum when a pack of Celta cigarettes sets you back but 6 pesetas. I scrub the green slime off them under the tap and set off in the direction of the town in search of some goodies. A packet of cigarettes, a giant-sized loaf, a hunk of cheese, and half a litre of wine, siphoned off from a barrel. The ticket office is open now when I arrive back. Oh dear, I haven't left enough for a ticket. Oh well, I'll just have to board without one. A handful of people are on the platform. The train's due to arrive in 10 minutes or so. I stand on the platform smoking. It's stopped raining and stars have appeared in the sky. The gloom I felt before has lifted, like the clouds, and I feel light and happy, just a little apprehensive about the next step of the journey. Mercury, guide, god of travellers,